Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am going to be playing a game that I played for a couple of weeks to just try and get used to. It is called The Infected. Um, a little backstory of it, you are put into a world kind of thing with vambies, vampire zombies, which you have to try and survive and kill the zombies, and there's a bunch of stuff that you can do to in the meantime for that and to prepare to protect your base against a horde that comes on day 10 and then on day every 5 days after that for me as I changed up the settings for it. Um, so the first thing I want to do is I do want to get like a base starter kind of base set up. Um, so first things first, I'm going to go into here and click on this and put that a stick and a stone to craft a stone axe. And then I'm going to click on number 1 and come and chop down this tree. And I want to chop down that tree because one of the first things I want to get up is a shelter. Now why do I want to get this up? I want to get this up so I can come over to placeables, food, and put down a campfire. And I want to have that so I can make fresh water. Alright, so the shelter is built. So now I need 8 firewood and 10 stone for the campfire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the log and then I'm going to harvest the log. That will give me, each log will give me about 5 sticks and 4 firewood. I had 2 sticks previously, so that is why I now have 7. So I'm going to put those 4 in there and then break this one down, harvest it, and grab the firewood. Next, I need stones. There's a couple of ways that I can get the stones. I can wander around collecting them like this, or what I can do is come in here, go to the book, go to the Itempedia, and look for the stone pickaxe. I need 1 stick, 1 stone blade, and 2 plant fiber. How do I get a stone blade? You get a stone blade by putting the small stone in here by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and make that pickaxe. So now I have the pickaxe. So now what I can do is come over to this rock and break it. And I should only need 8 more stone. Let me grab 8 stone. I wasn't counting, but I think that's about 8. Yeah. So now I have a campfire, which I can fill up my flask with dirty water, put it in there, and then light it once I put a fuel source in there. And now that I did that, the next thing I do want to do is get somewhere to store some sticks. And I want to do this because I'm going to need to break down a bunch of logs for, oh, that's the wrong thing, for firewood. I'm also going to build a firewood storage. And to be a little bit more realistic, I'm going to put the firewood storage under shelter as well. So now, what I'm going to do is chop down this tree specifically, and get the wood. I'm going to come over here, harvest all the logs, gather up all the firewood. My inventory is full. So now I'm going to come over to the fire, and at the fire I can put in 5 firewood. So now I have the maximum amount of fuel I can have in the campfire. So now I'm going to just store the rest. Right, now that I got that stored, the next thing I want to do is I want to come over to placeables, saw bench, and start working on a saw bench. I'm going to place a saw bench there, and then start chopping down more trees. Now that I got the saw bench placed, I am going to go back over to storage and get a storage container. And I'm just going to keep on feeding logs to the sawmill and putting the planks that it makes into the storage container. I am doing this because I want to have a place that I can start storing all this stuff that I don't necessarily need to be carrying around on me. So, another thing, I am on an extraction site, right here. This is a Bambi town that I can go and loot. And all of these are extraction sites. You only spawn on, as far as I can tell, you only spawn on copper. So I am on a copper ore site. Here's copper. You get copper by breaking down those boulders. Or, pretty soon, I will be making a mineral extractor, which will extract ore from the ground. That can be copper ore, aluminum ore, cobalt ore, and coal. It can also extract iron fragments, and coal, as well as stone. If you put the mineral extractor in a ore excavation site, you will get whatever kind of ore is at that extraction site. So it will extract copper here. If I put it on the grassland outside around me, it will excavate iron fragments, and stone. By pressing F, I bring up this. This is the tutorial that is in the beginning. Here you have a compass that you also bring up, and you bring up the time of year, what day it is and the actual time of that day. So as you can see, I gathered one stick, or one stone and a stick, and then I crafted a blade, axe. Then I crafted a stone blade, gathered plant fiber, and crafted a stone pickaxe. I created a saw bench, and now I'm going to start on the foundation of my house. For foundation, you will be in the construction page of the book. Foundations, you have two foundations, square foundation and a cornered foundation. I'm going to place down a couple of these. You don't need to have your starter base super big in the beginning. So I need 4 wood and 6 planks per foundation. So that is my next thing that I'm going to work on. Alright, so now I'm going to start taking these over to the saw bench in the foundations. Just going to create a pile over here so I don't run out of energy while I am trying to go back and forth to every single foundation. So now I'm going to take 2 logs and finish this off. So this is what the foundation looks completed. Looks like I got myself enough to cover all those without planks. So now I'm going to need to cut down 2 more trees so I can process all the logs to get the planks for those 2 foundations that are left. So at this point, I'm going to go into placeables and craft a second saw bench. Or place a second saw bench. So at this point, I'm going to go back into the book, construction, and go to walls. So the first wall I'm going to place is going to be the door. And I want to place it from the inside so that way that line is on the inside. Then I'm going to build a wall with a window frame here, and here, and here. I'm going to then place a regular wooden wall here, 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 and here. One more thing. I'm going to go back to the book and go to stairs. Go to the ramp and place the ramp. So now I need to drop down a bunch more trees. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and start putting all the logs into the frames, the ghost images of the walls. My water is getting low, so I'm going to go ahead and drink some water. And what I want to do now is come over here, the water, stand next to it, press I. Put my canteen or flask over this till it lights up green. Then it will be filled with water. Next, I'm going to click on the campfire, put my flask over the bucket here, and dump in that water. And I'm going to repeat that until I have 3 full flasks in there. Now I'm going to light the campfire. I'm going to fill up the flask one more time so I can put out the fire when I'm done cooking the water. To put out the fire, all you do is put the canteen with water over where you put the fuel for the fire. On campfires, it will ask, put out fire, and you can click yes or no. Once you do that, you can empty your canteen and pick up the clean water. Now, all that is left is to do the planks. Let's get those planks going. So now that I got the walls done, what I want to do is go back to the book, construction, and go to ceilings. I'm going to now place the ceilings ghost image up there. My axe has just broke, so now I'm going to grab a stone, a couple of stones here, and craft the axe. I saw a boar, so before that boar leaves, I want to go into the book, Itempedia, and go to the stone spear. And I see I need 1 stone blade, 3 sticks, and 5 plant fiber. I'm going to craft a spear and kill the boar. Going to get in front of the boar, aim for its head, and hope that it's a headshot. Once you kill the animal, you'll be given hide and a bone, an animal fact, once you harvest the animal, as well as some meat. I have adjusted the amount of meat that I get from an animal to 5 for the boar, as I feel that that would be roughly how much you would actually get. You can collect the cooked meat either by putting the dot on the meat on while not in the campfire or on the campfire and clicking on it. Cooked meat lasts for 2 hours, raw meat lasts for 30 minutes, and you can have dried meat, which is what I like to do, as it lasts for the longest. Dried meat will last for up to 8 hours, not in a refrigerator. So let's get this done. One thing I'm going to quickly do while I'm in here is I'm going to go into the book, Placeables, Furniture, and go to the bed. And I'm going to place my bed, maybe, place my bed in this corner. The bed takes 6 planks to build. One more thing I'm going to do before I go to bed is I'm going to go back into the book, Placeables, Storage, and make a log stand. Put that roughly right about there. So I need another 6 sticks. I'm going to go ahead and sleep to get some rest. I'm going to eat some before I start working on finishing up the roof. That is the wrong place. I have been cutting down these small trees, which only give me 3 logs. However, there are these large trees which give you 8 logs per tree. 8 logs is enough to fill up one of these log stands. So that is the roof complete. Next, I'm going to go back into the book, construction, and go to doors, and get the wooden door. This takes 8 planks. Now you have a place to call home. I am going to end the video here. This is kind of how I would start off my first day, is just kind of get a small little house built with a couple saw benches and a couple of stands for different varieties of things, as well as the shelter and campfire. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Have an amazing day.